to the program. As we count down towards the U.S. presidential elections, we find out how the candidates' policies could affect Thailand's economy. Then we take you to the Diwali celebrations in Bangkok. And with Halloween last night, we look at the untold stories of Thai ghosts. Sawadee-ka, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. The U.S. presidential election is around the corner and the world is waiting to see who will become the next U.S. president between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Of particular significance is how each of their policies would affect the rest of the world, including Thailand. We begin with a side-by-side comparison with the Trump and Harris policies. One major area of policies which can affect the world economy is definitely trade, and the tariffs that have been imposed by the U.S. are currently targeting China, which is their largest economic and geopolitical rival. The Biden administration has in fact continued the Trump-initiated tariff policy on Chinese goods. They have also imposed tariffs on Chinese imports such as electric vehicles, steel, and aluminium, and has also banned the export of advanced computer chips to China. So it is very likely that Harris will maintain the existing tariffs. Meanwhile, Trump has made tariffs on all foreign imports as one of his main campaign pledges. He has actually imposed new 10 to 20% tariffs on foreign goods and much higher ones on those coming from China, possibly 100% or even more. He has also promised to entice companies to manufacture goods in the U.S. by giving them a lower rate corporate tax. To address the issue of inflation, Harris's top priority is to reduce food and housing costs for working families. At the same time, they will also promise to ban price gouging on groceries, help first-time home buyers, and provide incentives to increase the housing supply. Meanwhile, Trump has also promised to end inflation and make America affordable again and to deliver lower interest rates. He also vowed to deport undocumented immigrants, which he believes will ease pressure on housing. And apart from economics, foreign policy should also be watched very closely. On the issue related to China, Harris has pledged to ensure the U.S. and not China wins the competition for the 21st century if she is elected as the new president. On the conflicts between Russia and Ukraine, Harris has vowed to support Ukraine for as long as it takes. As for the ongoing war in Israel, she has been advocating for the two-state solution between the Israelis and Palestinians and has called for an end to the war in Gaza. On the other hand, Trump, who has strongly advocated for the America First policy, wants the U.S. to disentangle itself from conflicts elsewhere around the world. Against China, Trump has said that he would take an even stronger stand. On the war between Russia and Ukraine, he has said that he would end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours through a negotiated settlement with Russia. Trump has also positioned himself as a strong supporter of Israel, but he did not reveal how he would end the war in Gaza. And looking at the policies, some of the experts have assessed what impacts the U.S. elections will have on Thailand, especially on the economy. And according to the chairman of Federation of Thai Industries, Griangrai Tianugun, who spoke at Thai PBS World's Forum on the U.S. elections, Thai manufacturers who export finished products would likely be unaffected by the trade war.
สภาอุตสาหกรรมแห่งประเทศไทยเรามี46 กลุ่มอุตสาหกรรมในเวลานั้นอุตสาหกรรมใดที่ขายสินค้าปฐมภูมิหรืออะไหล่หรือชิ้นส่วนไปยังประเทศจีนแล้วประเทศจีนเนี่ยประกอบสินค้าส่งไปขายอเมริกาสินค้าเหล่านั้นได้รับผลกระทบในเชิงลบยอดตกหมดทางกลับกันครับสินค้าที่เป็นสำเร็จรูปเช่นเครื่องปรับอากาศซึ่งประเทศไทยเป็นผู้ผลิตอันดับ2ของโลกเนี่ยกลับได้อานิสงส์ในเชิงบวกเพราะว่าเขาไม่สั่งที่จีนสั่งที่อเมริกาแล้วผลิตกันไม่ทันทั้งวันทั้งคืน
With both candidates aim to maintain a strong stance against China, former President Donald Trump has pledged to increase the tariffs, which could lead to a trade war if he wins the U.S. elections. Thai PBS World Frank Ha-Shi joins me now. So Frank, what would be the impact on the Thai economy if the trade war intensifies?
Ned, as what you explained, of course, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris have tensions between two candidates, as we have seen altercations and strong languages between two candidates since the first debate. One topic that both candidates have argument is tariff policy. While Trump criticized of Harris' policy of rootless and baseless approach, Harris chastises of Trump's policies of talking through hat. Harris hasn't announced any specific policy in change about trade barrier, but Biden-Harris administration has followed Trump's decision to increase tariff against China. And what you can see on the screen right now, under the current President Joe Biden's leadership, the tariff against Chinese-made electric vehicles has increased from 25% to 100%. And the crucial part for EV, the battery made by lithium ion, also increased to 25%. And solar cells, which is important for China exporting to other countries in the world, increased to 50%. On the Trump front, he always takes strong stance against China because during his first administration in 2018, he increased the tariff against China, but this combative action led to trade war. And if Trump becomes the president again, he vows to raise the tariff against China to 60% and against other countries across the board by up to 20%. And this potential policy could hurt Thai economy too. And economists tell me that actually Trump's policy could lead to short and long-term impact to the economy. So the government should have different solutions for different scenarios. This is what she said.
Well, negative impact is that, of course, when tariffs are hiked that high in for any imports to any country, the impact is that the prices of those goods, right, will be quite high. In the country that imposes these tariffs. And in the short run, we're pretty sure that the U.S. cannot produce or manufacture these goods and services to replace the Chinese goods, very quickly. So they will still need to import these Chinese products. So that means that the prices of these goods or services will be 60% higher than before. But in the short term, as I mentioned, U.S. producers probably would need to seek, other imports instead of from China. So Thailand might get that diverted benefit, meaning that U.S. importers might want to import more from Thailand to replace Chinese goods, which, by the way, Frank, we have seen that happening since 2018.
Dr. Girida also pointed out that there are few opportunities amid risks in trade barriers, but the question is, has the government been prepared for the rapid realignment of global supply chains due to this possible escalating trade war? This is what she said.
Well, I think we will be able to survive, and we have survived since 2018 when
Yes.
President Trump has signed. But I think what is more important here is that we will survive well or not will depend on how much we can adapt, right, to this alignment of the global supply chains, right? As I mentioned, there will be more locations of factories into Thailand, businesses into Thailand by foreign companies, but they need new skills. So if we possess those new skills in electrical vehicles, in biotechnology, or in electronics.
So it means that Thailand needs to foster skilled labor forces in the job market due to this rapid realignment and transition of global supply chain. Thailand does not have much time to plan and to react. And the government, of course, right now needs to prepare and needs to protect the businesses and the economy by relevant, faster and more rapid action in the future. Back to you, Ned.
All right, thank you, Frank. Now let's talk about the relationship between Thailand and China. This year, the royal Kathin ceremony was made even more special in honor of His Majesty the King's 72nd birthday. China is the first of 8 locations to host the ceremony abroad, serving as a gathering place for the Thai community overseas. Additionally, the friendship between Thailand and China is highlighted by their shared cultures and beliefs. Chorin Ya Lim has more on the story.
This is Guangji Monastery in Beijing. It is a venue for royal Kathin ceremony.
มีความสำคัญยิ่งเป็นโอกาสพิเศษเพราะเป็นการส่วนหนึ่งของการเฉลิมฉลองเนื่องในงานพระราชพิธีเฉลิมพระเกียรติพระชนมพรรษา6 รอบของพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวในวันนี้เนี่ยก็จึงมีความสำคัญเป็นพิเศษ
On October 26th, the Beijing Guangji Monastery became the first of 9 Buddhist temples abroad to hold royal Kathin ceremonies in 2024. It also marks the first royal Kathin ceremony in China since the COVID-19 pandemic. The term Kathin refers to the saffron robe worn by Buddhist monks, and the robe offering ceremony is traditionally held within a month of the end of Buddhist Lent. The other 8 countries are Laos, Myanmar, India, Cambodia, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and Indonesia. Overseas royal Kathin ceremonies have been organized by the Thai Foreign Ministry since 1995. They aim to promote Thailand's role in Buddhism and to foster ties with other Buddhist communities. Sino-Thai relations have developed not only in terms of economics and diplomacy, but also culture, despite the differences in beliefs and practices regarding Buddhism.
ก็จริงๆคนจีนก็จำนวนมากก็ยังนับถือศาสนาพุทธนะครับแม้ว่าอาจจะคนละนิกายกับประเทศไทยนะครับแต่ว่ามีความเคารพความเชื่อคล้ายๆคลึงกันนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นการที่เราได้มาจัดกิจกรรมร่วมกันกับทางฝ่ายจีนเนี่ยมันก็สื่อให้เห็นว่าไทยและจีนเนี่ยก็มีความใกล้ชิดนะครับมีความผูกพันในแง่ประวัติศาสตร์ในแง่ศาสนานะครับเหมือนคำที่มักจะพูดกันว่าจีนไทยใช่อื่นไกลพี่น้องกันครับ
Meanwhile, the Guangji Monastery is also the location of the Buddhist Association of China. The Chinese host for the ceremony, the Venerable Yan Zhe, is the abbot of the temple and the president of the association. He was awarded an honorary doctorate of philosophy from Thailand's Mahachulalongkorn Rachavitayalai University in 2016. These connections have fostered goodwill and warmth between the two nations, which was evident in the atmosphere at the event. Officials, members of the private sector, and people from both Thailand and China were delighted to attend the event.
ก็รู้สึกดีครับเพราะว่าการทอดกฐินไม่ได้กลับมาที่เมืองจีนสักพักแล้วก็พี่ว่าก็เป็นการเชื่อมสัมพันธ์ระหว่างมิตรภาพไทยจีน
ตั้งแต่มานี่ยังไม่เคยได้ร่วมงานเกี่ยวกับพระพุทธศาสนาอะไรแบบนี้เลยค่ะแล้วก็มันก็เป็นเรื่องที่ดีด้วยค่ะเพราะว่าหนูถ้าเกิดว่าอยากทำอะไรเกี่ยวกับไหว้พระอะไรแบบนี้ใช่ไหมคะหนูก็อาจจะต้องบินกลับไทยซึ่งเป็นเรื่องที่ยากพอเขาจัดตั้งอะไรที่นี่หนูก็ยินดีมาร่วม
挺好的非常的感觉很荣幸能参加这个活动特别的庄严
The significant event not only reflects the friendship between Thailand and China, but also strengthens their relations through shared cultural and spiritual values. Charinya Lim, reporting for Thai PBS World.
At this time of the year, many Indians are celebrating Diwali, the festival of lights and one of the most important events in the Hindu calendar. The Diwali festival also took place in Bangkok, not only to celebrate the rich culture of Thai Indian communities, but also to strengthen the relations between Thailand and India. Our reporter Warisara Sahan was there.
The Diwali festival, where lights, sounds, and colors merge into a dazzling display of joy. The smell of Indian masala is in the air. Bollywood songs play as people walk by in the vibrant colors of Indian national costume. This is the time of Indian celebration.
Thailand has a big Indian community. Not far from me here, this side. This is where many call home. And to this side is Chinatown or Yawarat. The canal is the midpoint between the two. It's called Khong Om Ang. And it is where we are celebrating Diwali festival in Bangkok this year.
when little India was not there, and I used to see my friends and family celebrating Diwali in India, I was sort of jealous that I'm not in India, but I don't feel jealous anymore because I get to, see my Thai friends and my Thai colleagues and my Indian family and friends and relatives and everybody having such a beautiful event over here. And I see that Thai people are dressing in sari and eating sweets, burning crackers. It's like a joy feeling to me. Nothing can be better than that.
Diwali is one of the most important religious festivals in Hinduism, dubbed the Festival of Lights. It symbolizes the spiritual victory of good over evil.
Diwali has a universal message of, the victory of good over evil, light over darkness, knowledge over ignorance. That message resonates everywhere. In India, we celebrate in a big way. People, clean up their houses, they light lamps, they blow firecrackers.
This is the third year of celebrating the Diwali festival in Bangkok, and this time it is being held on the banks of Ong An Canal, which is near Pahurat Road.
And this is the old part of the city, which we also call Little India, because the first Indian community which came here in the 1890s, in the time of King Rama V, they came here in Pahurat. And the Gurudwara, the Sikh temple here was set up on a land which was given by His Majesty the King at that time.
Apart from cleaning houses and family gatherings, one of the highlights of Diwali is lighting an oil lamp or Deepavali and wishing for happiness and prosperity.
So the most important thing is we have to do it with love, right? We're offering our heart, we're offering our love to the Lord.
Yeah.
So we offer the lamp 3 times, 4 times on the feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 times on the belly, and then 3 times on the face of the Lord. And then we go around 7 times around his body. And then we offer it to everyone. So we say, let all the happiness and peace go to all over. So our philosophy is, we serve the God and let everybody be happy.
Under the lights along the canal, there are a variety of performances as well as various other activities, stalls of Indian food, and colorful sari and sawagramis. The location is right next to Chinatown, where tourists can easily stop by.
I just came here to Chinatown to visit Mega Plaza because of the Labubu, and then suddenly my husband told me, let's go ride, and then we saw the bridge, and then there's a lot of happening.
The amazing Thailand Diwali Festival Bangkok 2024 is running until November 3rd, and it was officially opened on October 29th, with Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra presiding. During her opening speech, she emphasized the deep bonds of friendship between Thailand and India over the past 77 years. Warisala Sehan reporting for Thai PBS World.
And that looks like a very exciting festival. And if you're still in the mood for Halloween, let us introduce you to Thai ghost stories. You may have heard of famous Thai ghosts like Mana, Krasü, or Pipop. Actually, there are many more stories like these that are yet to be reimagined in pop culture. So get ready to step into the world of Thai folklore as we explore an exhibition that brings lesser-known ghost stories to life. Let's find out more with Kittipat Sukhjit.
ได้ยินเสียงคนไอดังมาจากด้านหลังนั่นใครนะทำไมมานั่งมองอยู่ข้างหัวคณะล่ะรีบออกมาแสดงตัวประเดี๋ยวนี้ไม่งั้นข้าจะยิงจริงๆ
When we talk about Thai ghosts, we usually think about the scary one, like Krasü with a floating head and dangling organs, or Pop, the spirit that take over your body and eat you from the inside. But actually, the Thailand's world of ghosts is much bigger than these well-known stories. Every part of the country has its own spirits, each with stories that are strange, spooky, or sometimes funny. Now, the exhibition, The Untold Story, at TCDC Bangkok, is bringing these lesser-known ghosts into the spotlight, inviting us to explore folklore we may not have previously encountered. Organized by the Creative Economy Agency, these stories aren't just about horror, they also show the creativity and community connections behind each tale.
เป็นนิทรรศการที่ว่าด้วยเรื่องของผีไทยค่ะพี่ทิพย์รู้จักผีไทยอะไรบ้างคะขอสัก10 ชื่อ
โอ้โหก็แน่นอนนะครับกระสือปอบ
2แล้วค่ะ
เนี่ยถ้าเกิดโดนถามเนี้ยปุ๊บจะ
หมดเวลาเห็นไหมคะว่า10 ชื่อเหมือนจะน้อยแต่กลายเป็นว่าคนไทยแบบเราเนี่ยค่ะก็คือรู้จักชื่อผีไทยน้อยมากจริงๆผ่านมากี่10 ปีเราก็ยังรู้จักแค่ผีแม่นาคผีกระสือผีปอบ
แม่นาคใช่
เนี่ยนะคะก็เลยเป็นที่มาของนิทรรศการนี้ค่ะว่านอกจากผีไทยป๊อปๆอย่างผีดารารุ่นพี่เมื่อกี้มีผีไทยอะไรอีกบ้างที่น่าสนใจและนำมาต่อยอดในอุตสาหกรรมสร้างสรรค์ได้อีกค่ะ
The exhibition is split into 3 zones, each one giving us a different way to meet these ghosts. In the first zone, awakening local legends, visitors gather around to listen to local ghost stories shared through popular online media. All coming from a small transistor radio on an old wooden bed, it feels just like listening to ghost stories in a classic, spooky setting, giving everyone some true local chills.
เรื่องเล่าเรื่องผีที่เราให้ฟังในโซนแรกเนี่ยค่ะเรียกได้ว่าเป็นเรื่องผีใหม่ๆในบริบทปัจจุบันมากขึ้นค่ะในการหยิบยกทักษะการเล่าเรื่อง storytelling มาเพิ่มความน่ากลัวแล้วก็เพิ่มเรียกได้ว่าวัตถุดิบใหม่ๆเกี่ยวกับเรื่องผีมาเล่ากันค่ะ
This section also brings forgotten ghost stories back to life. It shows where these original ghosts come from, inviting visitors to imagine what these spirits might look like and to connect personally with each tale. So after I listened to the Gongkai ghost tales from northeast of Thailand, here is the Gongkai ghost from my imagination. The next zone is Greetings to the New Spirits, where local artists have transformed these ghosts into modern and creative characters, with over 90 reimagined ghosts coming to life. They've made these spirits quirky, cool, and even charming. It's like a makeover for ghosts, turning them into characters with unique stories and making them more relatable to today's audience. ไปดูกองกอยเมื่อกี้ผมวาดเมื่อกี้ด้วย
ได้เลยค่ะเนี่ยค่ะตามตำนานก็จะตรงแบบที่พี่ทิพย์วาดเลยคือปากแหลมมีขาเดียวหันไปด้านหลังค่ะตามตำนานผีกองกอยเนี่ยค่ะเขาก็จะเชื่อกันว่าจะมีขนาดจิ๋วแล้วก็สามารถแปลงกายได้ค่ะ
แล้วเขาทำอะไรเขามาเพื่ออะไรอ่ะ
ก็จริงๆเรียกได้ว่าเป็นผีประจำป่าค่ะก็คือจะอาศัยอยู่ในป่าแล้วก็เหมือนกับว่าถ้าเราไม่ได้ไปลุกลานหรือว่าอะไรเงี้ยก็จะไม่ได้เจออำนาจผีกองกอยผีกองกอยเรียกได้ว่าใช้ชีวิตอยู่ในป่าแล้วก็ไม่ได้เรียกได้ว่าสงบถ้าไม่ได้ถูกรบกวนก่อน
The final zone, preparing for debut, maps out where these spirits live across Thailand, showing how ghost stories spread from village to village. This part of the exhibition reveals that these old tales are actually cultural treasures that can inspire new art, films, and even boost the economy.
นิทรรศการนี้เรียกได้ว่าเป็นการนำเสนอตัวอย่างเพียง30 ตนเนี่ยเราเชื่อว่าผี30 ตนที่อยู่ในนิทรรศการนี้ยังไม่ครอบคลุมหรอกแล้วก็ยังมีเชื่อว่ายังมีผีอีกมากมายที่เรายังไม่รู้จักในส่วนนี้ค่ะเราอยากให้ก่อนออกจากนิทรรศการเราให้ผู้เข้าร่วมนิทรรศการเนี่ยได้มาร่วมแนะนำชื่อผีที่คุณอยากส่งต่อให้เพื่อนๆได้รู้จักเพิ่มเติมมากขึ้นค่ะ
Open until November 22nd, The Untold Story invites people to go beyond the usual ghost stories and dive into the rich, sometimes funny, and even the heartwarming world of Thai folklore that has been hidden in the shadows, waiting to be shared. Kathin Suktit, reporting for Thai PBS World.
And now in this episode of Home Away, we talk to a Filipino English teacher as he talks about his experience in Thailand and how he finds acceptance and fulfillment here as an LGBTQ person.
of smiles. There's a teacher spreading more than just lessons. He's sharing warmth, wit, and a dash of Pinoy charm. For teacher J. Encarnacion, teaching English isn't just about mastering verb tenses and expanding vocabulary. It's about building bridges and molding minds with heart and humor.
Working as a teacher needs the dedication, the passion, and the heart. Teaching the students, not just working here for the salary. No, we are a teacher. We are molding the students. We are developing the...
Teacher J used to nurture young minds in the southern Philippines, teaching music, arts, and health to indigenous students. After 8 years of service, he took a leap of faith, landing in Thailand for a fresh start. Admittedly, English wasn't his forte, but with the support of his new school and the unshakable spirit of a Filipino teacher, Jay found his groove even in a language not his own.
In the Philippines, English is a second language, making it vital for communication and education. This made teaching English a very popular profession, with Filipino teachers being recognized with their skills both locally and abroad.
Jay teaches in primary school for 2 years now, and he observes how the English language can intimidate and sometimes tie students' tongues into knots.
After the class, you saw the students and asked the students, "How are you?" "I am fine, thank you." And "How are you today?" So if there is today, they are confused. So this is very challenging for us as a Filipino teachers to really have that strategies that they know how to have that retention in their self.
To help the students overcome their fear of speaking the language, Jay uses videos and interactive materials, bringing lessons to life and making learning a little less daunting. Leaving his son and family back home was no easy choice, but teaching in Thailand has given Jay something priceless in return: fulfillment, both in his career and personal life.
The Y Crew, or the Teacher's Day, that is very memorable for me. The first time that I saw the students kneeling down in front of me, it made me cry. Why? It so much touched my heart that here in Thailand, oh my God, I am just like a king. I am just like that really high in position. They really respect you.
Y Crew Day, also known as Teacher's Day, is a day where students honor their teachers by giving them flower tray. Beyond the classroom, Thailand has been a place of acceptance for Jay, where he can be his true self as a proud member of the LGBTQIA+ community.
I can say here in Thailand, more open. I spread my wings like the butterfly. Thailand is a country that you can visit. It's good for exploration and a stepping stone for us Filipino teachers to grow more personally, to grow more financially, to grow more professionally.
The journey to mastering English might be difficult for some Thai students, but with dedicated teachers like Jay, they're taking confident steps forward, one lessons at a time. Bea Bernardo reporting for Thai PBS World.
All right, and that wraps up tonight's edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ
คนจนมีสิทธิ์ไหมครับคนจนมีสิทธิ์ไหมครับคนจนมีสิทธิ์ไหมครับถามว่าคนจนมีสิทธิ์อยู่ไหมก็เราเป็นคนขับเครื่องเมืองอะ
หน่วยงานรัฐก็ไม่ต้องแยกว่านี่ชุมชนแออัดน่าอยู่ไม่ได้
หยุดการไล่ลื้อก่อน
ที่อยู่อาศัยควรจะเป็นสิทธิขั้นพื้นฐาน
ที่ดินรัฐมาแบ่งปันให้กับคนจนเมืองพื้นที่ที่มันไม่ถูกใช้แล้วเราอาจจะต้องเอามาหาทางออกให้ชาวบ้านก่อน
คนจนมีสิทธิ์ไหมคะคำถามที่คลาสสิกแต่จริงใจติดตามรายการฟังเสียงประเทศไทยเสาร์นี้ 17:30 น.ทาง